You need to pay attention to this chart. Take a look. Every single cycle, Bitcoin repeats the same exact thing and still catches everybody by surprise. 2017, we had green, red, red. On the second red, Bitcoin repeats the same exact pattern. Then we go to the next cycle, the 2021 cycle. We had green, red, and red. On the second red, Bitcoin again repeated the same exact pattern and people weren't ready for it. Then the next cycle comes. We have green, red, and red. Bitcoin has just printed its second red and it's getting ready to repeat the same exact patterns right before your eyes. We are going to dig into the facts. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Steve. I quit my job over 13 years ago, been traveling the world since, thanks to my trading and investing skills. Join me for sponsorship-free TA with genuine value that actually works. Subscribe. Here we are. We're going to start right here on the Bitcoin US dollar index on the weekly chart. We have some intense information to get to happening right here, and then we're going to get to the moment you've been waiting for with the green, red, red pattern. But we've got to start right here because there is some breaking information happening before our eyes. Bitcoin has just recently rallied above this area that represents multiple hundreds of days of price action, and it just risen above this red line for the first time in history. This red line also represents the prior all-time high of 2021. This area is going to play a critical role in Bitcoin's future. In the next 6 months, if Bitcoin is to still remain as support here above this red line, it could spell an even stronger bull run. However, if in the next 6 months Bitcoin is to break this 70 line, we are in a bit of trouble. Pay attention to this line, which represents about $70,000. Middle of our screen, Bitcoin has just broken out of this downtrending line that it held for a few hundred days. When it broke above, the RSI is trying to make a higher high. Our prior swing high back in March is up here at about 88. We need this RSI in the next handful of months to make a higher high. Otherwise, we're in trouble of potentially making a lower high and a higher high in price, which represents bearish divergence, which is typically a trend reversal, which would be bearish and bad for Bitcoin. We don't want that. So we want the RSI to get higher than 88 on the weekly. Pay attention to that level. No hype, just facts. Subscribe and relax. Bottom of our screen. How did Bitcoin start rising in the first place? Well, back when it was about 53, 54, 55,000, we had a weekly stochastic RSI cross shown at the bottom of your screen, something that happens only twice per year on a weekly chart. Just twice per year, it represents the biggest moves in Bitcoin. We got one back here when we were at around 50 something. We got one again around 50 something. It became a actual trigger around 50 something when Bitcoin was right here, and it rallied and almost doubled to over $100,000 Bitcoin. Now we go to our next chart. What we have on our screen is the biggest and most important indicator to trade in and out of Bitcoin. It takes the three biggest indicators in the world, combines them into one, but there is a highly important thing happening. We are at the point right now where we are in the midst of rising in this indicator to levels that have been unseen for years, right? We have typically 2 times to get above this yellow line in each cycle. Take a look. 2013, we got above this yellow line, which represents about 87. Once here, the second one, the market cycle top was in. Next cycle, 2017, we got above once here. On the second time, the market cycle top was in. Do you sense a pattern? We go to the next cycle, 2021, we got above once here. On the second time that we got above, you guessed it, the market cycle top was in. 3 consecutive cycles in a row. We have had 2 specific moves above this line, and Bitcoin is in the midst of doing precisely that again. We have had our first time get above this yellow line back in March. We are looking for the second as Bitcoin rapidly approaches this yellow line. By the way, how about the fresh new hat? One of one right here. I personally designed this Bitcoin logo. It just came off the printing machine, hot off the press. I'm in love. Bitcoin on a world hat representing the world's potential reserve currency of the future. I'm in love. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, to the star of the show. Back in 2017, we had green box, red. This represents a distinct pattern that has been playing out in every single cycle. The green represents the bear market bottom. The first red represents the first stochastic RSI cross on a 2-week time horizon, something that typically only happens once per year. It represents the biggest moves in Bitcoin. We always get the first cross after the bear market bottom to prove that the bear market is in, the bottom is in, and the bull has started. So we go green, red. You see on the second red the pattern that repeats. And we're going to get into very specific information here in a moment. But 2021, once again, green, red on the second red. You see what has happened. And we are in that second red as we speak. Once we dig into it, we realize, how about the time from the second red to the top? Let's take a look at how long that was back in 2017. From the second red to the top is a little over 200 days. We'll call it about 250 days. You go to the second cycle, 2021. You see the green, you see the red. We're looking at that second red. We want to understand how long from that second red to the market cycle top. From that second red to the top was once again about 250 days. Keep in mind, in this cycle, that top actually represented a double top. So Bitcoin had come up once again to the same price area and was rejected. But there's the problem. We just had our second red dot print. Things are about to heat up. Things are about to get intense, and the world is about to really salivate over Bitcoin. My one piece of advice for you is watch out for all the scams. Anything that sounds too good to be true, easy money, etc. Just focus on the big cryptocurrencies. Try to be less greedy. Try to trade way less. And remember, you want to try to take profits sometime in 2025, and you want to buy in 2026. Now, in 2025, here is the cycle that we're in. Green, red, and red. We just had our second red. We understand it's roughly 250-ish days to sometimes 300 days prior to a market cycle top. So let's extrapolate this out and see where it brings us. If we go from our second red in this cycle and we stretch that out for about 250 days to 300 days, it takes us to the middle of 2025. This pattern is playing out before our eyes. Will it continue until the middle of 2025? Let me know in the comments down below and hit that subscribe button. No hype, just facts. Subscribe and relax. Do you want less stress and more success in crypto? Click this video right now.